Welcome. Year after the year, world is witnessing highest temperature ever in successive years. So, amid this rising temperatures, the time has arrived to examine the reasons behind this climate change and what all events are corresponding to them. So, without any delay, let's look at a couple of topics that we are going to discuss today. First being the rising temperatures due to global disruptions and other global events which are part of the UNCTAD's report published. And along with that, the next one is Delhi recording 2 consecutive days of high temperatures with 52.3 degrees and 52.9 degrees, which is way higher than anticipated. So, shall we start with the first topic? Okay. So, with the global trade disruptions, it's been impacting climate change. If you're wondering how, let's look at that. The first thing is about the events that happened over last 5 years. That means half decade period. The events like Evergreen ship stuck at Suez Canal in 2019, and the corresponding year we know about the COVID, and it continued with the war of Ukraine and Russia. It didn't stop there. It continued with the next war of Iran over Israel, which was preceded by Israel's war over Palestine. Hope you understood the 5 years. These disruptions have created blockades over the choke points which are visible here. Major route which saves the energy time of ships is the Asian route, which is visible here, and it goes through the Suez Canal. This used to save a lot of fuel and energy, but with these global events, India and most of the Asian nations are left with no option but to go throughout from the Cape of Good Hope, which resulted in this scenario. So if you observe from Mumbai to Netherlands, taking the alternate route has resulted in 34 days, which earlier used to be 25 days. Can you imagine the amount of extra fuel that's being used and loss in economic terms? So this extra fuel, which is required to cover extra 1350 nautical miles, has brought the real trouble here, because every ounce of fuel you spend results in more fossil fuels, more carbon emissions, and it results in huge impact on climate change. Hope you understood this. This situation has led to a cyclical scenario where this climate change again brought back troubles in trade disruptions. So, along with that, there is another impact which kicks back is at Panama Canal. As you know, Panama Canal, similar to our Park Strait, is a shallow water body. So, every instance where the climate change reduces the water level there due to evaporation creates a tough situation for ships to sail. So even the Panama route has to be given up and chosen the route round about the South America, which is again the other part of the world where they had to spend more fuel, and resultant factor is more carbon emissions due to more fossil fuels. So, hope you understood the scenario, and this has resulted in rising temperatures all over the world. Along with that, other climate change events of unexpected aberrations like huge rainfalls and famines, which accompanied the global rise of temperatures. So, shall we move on to the next topic of the day? Of course, it is nothing but the exact impact that which we were discussing as part of the climate change. The second one is our own Delhi, capital city of our country, witnessing the highest temperature. It's at a place called Mungeshpur. As we discussed at start of the video, couple of instances on very consecutive days, which resulted in 52.3 degrees centigrade and 52.9 degrees centigrade. Isn't it very huge than anticipated? Let's examine again the exact reasons or allied factors which contribute to this rise in temperature. So, as you can look at the map of India, this Delhi is influenced by the first primary factor of the hot winds that come from Rajasthan. These hot winds are responsible to carry moistureless heat to Delhi, and that creates a loop of urban heat island. Hope you understand, this urban heat island is not just because of the winds that are flowing from western side of our country. The other factors which are responsible are the concrete jungle over the plains of Delhi is created by asbestos. You know asbestos, right? Which are teams which are used to create sheds. Along with that, there's another material called asphalt. Pavements of Delhi, even pavements in most of the cities in India, are using this asphalt. This asphalt is absorber of shortwave radiation, which creates the impact of global change. And this would radiate post sunset the heat that is absorbed. This is creating the effect of urban heat island specifically in Delhi. Then comes, along with them, this is both cause and impact. Both per capita and gross consumption of electricity is due to this heat. Hope you understand. If not, I would explain it better. When there is a heat wave or rising temperature, the demand for cooling through air conditioners and other means which run through electricity is high. This high demand is resultant in much more chlorofluorohydrocarbons and other materials which are again global warming causing agents. These agents aggravate. These agents aggravate the scenario, and this loop, when continues at every cycle, would magnify the scenario, and the same situation which we discussed in the earlier news would repeat. So, hope you understood this topic. So, I think it's time to move on for a question of a prelims question and also a mains question to end with. So, if you attempt this question, you can see that the highest temperature registered so far in the world, mind it, it's in whole world so far, was 56.7 degrees centigrade. It was way long in 1913. Can you answer in the comments which was the place? At which place was this recorded? The first option says, is it in Delhi? Is it in Death Valley of USA? Is it Turpan of China? Or is it Timbuktu of Mali? Pause for a while. Answer this question in the comments so that we could move on to the another question which helps you prepare for your mains with the content we discussed today. So, hope you answered the earlier question of prelims. So, with the content which we were discussing today and with addition of the static content which you know, you could answer this question of mains. It says, examining the reasons behind the rising global temperature. With examining that, you need to highlight the measures taken by various countries. Hope you can use countries as other stakeholders as well to curb the climate change. It sounds easier. I think you could attempt it, either post it in comments or an image. With another day, which brings you the more informative video. Meet you again. Till then, bye.